Hey guys, I'm just coming on here real quick because I wanted to do a quick video, a quick update. I like all of my friends and my family, and I don't know another way to reach you guys other than coming on and making a video. I haven't been posting like that. I haven't been on my social media like that. And the last week has been the most scariest and worst week for me. As y'all can tell, I look crazy. I haven't really gotten sleep like that, and it's just been a lot between my husband and I. We have been dealing with this. Maci tested positive for the flu, and she was in the hospital. She was in the children's hospital. The last video I had was like my live. I did a birthday live with you guys, so thank you guys for the birthday love and, you know, showing me birthday love or whatever my live. But I went out to dinner that night. It was ended kind of shortly because my mother-in-law called me. She called us and said Maci had gotten like physically sick and her heart was racing and she was on fire. Like her body was just really hot. So we were done anyway, but we left my birthday dinner and went straight home. I'm in my birthday outfit, like my dress, my coat. You guys, I didn't even think to change. I just masked up and like got the gloves on, and my husband, we instantly started cleaning up because Maci was on the couch. So like we had to clean our couch, take the covers off, all that, like take her stuff off and make sure she was good. And all night, my husband tended to Maci while I disinfected and cleaned, because the 23rd was my birthday and then the next day was Christmas Eve and we were having company over, or like people over for Christmas. So I wanted, you know, our house to be clean. I didn't know Maci had flu at this time. We didn't know. We just thought like, okay, she's kind of sick. But we gave her Pedialyte and she went to sleep. She didn't really, she was running a fever. So we gave her Pedialyte and grapes because she wanted some grapes. And she didn't get sick anymore, physically sick. She didn't get physically sick anymore. She was just resting. On Christmas Eve the next day, she seemed a little bit better. She was still eating her grapes. She still had a persistent fever. That's the only thing that I was like, okay, alarmed about. She had a persistent fever. Put a cold rag on her head. I was balancing Tylenol, Motrin, whatever, seeing if I could break the fever. Because this has happened before and the fever broke and she was fine. Christmas Eve, like I said, I'm giving her Tylenol, ibuprofen, a little bit, she was drinking Pedialyte, and I am putting a cold rag on her head, got the humidifier. I'm doing everything. Right? We're doing everything, my husband and I. She seemed a little bit better come Christmas Day. We got her in the bathtub. She was excited about opening presents, you know, all that. So the family comes over. We're doing Christmas. Maci's still like out of it. As y'all can see on my Instagram, I posted our family pictures for Christmas and Maci was out of it. Y'all saw that. So I was like, okay, she's really tired, because she wasn't even caring about opening all her presents. So I was like, okay, let me just let her rest. The day after Christmas, that's where everything took a turn. That's where everything just took a turn. She wasn't drinking. She wasn't eating. She was barely responsive. She was just out of it. She wasn't walking. She said she couldn't walk. She kept saying she was weak. She said, I'm too weak. I'm weak. I can't walk. I'm weak. So I'm like, okay, wait, whoa. Like she, you know, she's a toddler, but she's able to tell me what's going on. So my husband took her to her pediatrician because I scheduled an appointment with her actual doctor. The doctor was like, go straight to Children's Hospital. She is not well. You need to go straight to Children's Hospital. My husband took her to her doctor's appointment. He was like, okay, I'm going to take her to the doctor's. I'll be back. And I was like, okay, just let me know what they say. You know, whatever. Like, I'm thinking when she gets to the doctor's is going to do whatever they need to do. She'll be fine. She'll come home. Her pediatrician knows best, whatever. But I got a call from my husband saying, oh, we're on our way to the hospital. You know, her pediatrician said, go straight to the hospital. And I'm like panicking, you know. I'm like, what? Like, what is going on? You know, she tested positive for flu and now she has to go straight to the hospital. And you know, as a mom, at least for me, I am freaking out. I'm not good with hospitals. I'm not good with any of that stuff. I'm barely good when kids get sick, like physically sick. I do not like that. But I understand there's nothing else I can do. I'm gonna have to like clean it. So what else can I do? My husband, I thank God for my husband, because he's like Superman. Like he doesn't really care about that stuff, like physically sick or anything, or when a kid's sick. He does get nervous and scared, but he doesn't show it. So he just was like, man, all right, I'm gonna do it, like, whatever. Like, you know, he's like that. So I thank God for that, because if we were both going crazy, it would have been a done deal. So he takes her to the hospital, gets her checked in. The doctor sees her, and this is when I actually really lose it. My husband called me and said, and let me go on FaceTime. We all on FaceTime with the doctor. My husband's there. I'm on FaceTime. And the doctor's like, I'm going to admit her. She needs to be admitted. Like, I strongly suggest we admit her. And I'm like breaking down, because our oldest daughter's 14. In all 14 years, I've never had a kid be admitted to the hospital. Like, it was always like urgent care, emergency, doctors, okay, whatever. Do this, that, and that, and go home. Like, it's never been like, you can't go home. She can't go home. She needs to be here. It was never like that. And of course, in my mind, I'm thinking this is very, very serious then, because if she can't be in our care, she has to be in the hospital's care, then that means she needs hospital attention, meaning it's out of our care. So I'm like freaking out. I'm just freaking out, because I'm like, it's the flu. Now, granted, I had COVID, I have flu, I've had all stuff. So I'm like, you know, I'm thinking like the flu to me wasn't bad, because I got sick, you know, I didn't even go get tested. So when I got sick, like a couple weeks ago, I was like sick for like maybe a day or two. And then I took whatever I need to take and I left. I mean, and then I went to sleep, I rested, and I was good the next day. I wasn't really down. So I was like really scared, because, you know, the nurses and doctors were explaining like the flu, when it comes to little kids and older people, it takes a toll on their bodies, especially old people, because they're already fragile, and young kids because their immunity is not all the way built. So I'm like freaking out. They start Maci on saline, they start Maci on fluids, and they hook her up. And I'm just at home because, like I said, my husband had to rush there. And not for nothing, you guys, I'm glad I wasn't there, because they would have to put me in the next room, because I would have been down. I don't know if you guys know this, but my dad passed away in the ambulance, and they still had his body in one of those hospital like rooms where there's a sheet. So I always have this phobia and scare thing when it comes to the ER in hospitals, because I'm always thinking that someone next to me or the person next to us is not there, not alive anymore. Because that's how they had my dad. Honestly, that's how they had my dad. The person next to him probably didn't know my dad was gone. They didn't have a sheet over him. They just propped him to make it seem like he was sleeping. So, yeah, that's what apparently they do if they pass away in the ambulance. So, I just have a terrible phobia of hospitals. I just feel like you know, of course, like, you got the best team and they're medical or whatever, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know what could happen. So I'm glad I wasn't there. I'm glad my husband was there, because I was freaking out at home. I was crying. I have been crying every single day. I have not gotten no sleep. Any sleep that I got was on accident, because my body couldn't take it no more. It just gave up and fell asleep. They admitted Maci. They kept giving her fluids because her sugar was extremely low. Her sugar was really low, and they wanted her to just get fluids at this point, because it was no return of how much fluids that she lost. She needed fluids. So she ended up staying in the hospital for almost 2 days. She was in the hospital for almost 2 days. She got discharged late last night. After she got the fluids, she was eating a little bit. She was drinking on her own, and getting up to go use the restroom, like urinate. Because the doctor said before she goes home, she wasn't worried about what she ate and how much she ate, because when you have the flu, you lose your appetite, and it's just a process. The flu is a viral infection. It's not like they can give you medicine. There is Tamiflu, but Maci was past that window of Tamiflu. You have to get Tamiflu within, I think, 72 hours or something like that, but she was way past that by the time she got to the hospital. So she needed fluids at this point, and she couldn't get medicine. At this point, we had to let the flu take its course and treat each symptom as it comes. So she needed fluids because she was dehydrated. She was dehydrated. And then, her headache went away. She wasn't physically sick. She only got physically sick one day. Loss of appetite, headache, persistent fever, and she had diarrhea as well. By the time she got to the hospital, though, she just needed the fluids because she was at the brunt of it. So she was just very tired and dehydrated. So the doctors told us, they're not worried about how much she eats right now and what she eats. The doctor said just give it to her because they don't want her sugar to go low again and get dehydrated again. And they want her drinking plenty of fluids. Plenty of fluids. So that's what they told us. So in the hospital, she was getting her appetite back. She was asking for food and stuff. So my husband gave her to her, ordered food, got her what she likes, and she was drinking on her own. So when the doctor came in at nighttime, she said, she's very confident that Maci could go home tonight. Just keep her active, maybe moving her around, encourage play. But if she doesn't want to play, don't press it. Let her rest. And just as long as she's drinking fluids and as long as she's eating something. But again, mainly it's the fluids that they are concerned about, and urinating, as long as she's urinating. They also told us, even if she gets a fever again, like if she gets a low-grade fever, you don't have to come back to the hospital. Just treat it with ibuprofen or Tylenol. Y'all, this flu season is crazy. My sister-in-law is an RN, and that's the person that I called. My brother is a cop. He's a police officer. So whenever there's law trouble, I call him. Whenever medical trouble, I'm going to call my sister-in-law because she knows best. She gave me all the answers. Everything that the doctors was doing, I called her to confirm because I'm like, I need to know. So my sister-in-law even told me it's running rapid. It's not even COVID at this point. I know the news is saying COVID, but the flu and RSV is the big dogs. They're the ones that's really taking over. And when it comes to our little ones, it is really attacking the kids. And it's crazy because there's no school. It's break. And that's the main thing that's going on right now. Even Maci's doctor said it. Maci's doctor said all her patients had the flu. That's what she's been seeing every day, all day. No one talks about this part. You can bring a healthy child into this world. You can do what you gotta do as a parent, but you just gotta expect the unexpected, and you just never know what could happen. You just gotta pray that you have the strength to deal with it, because literally don't know what to do. When a doctor starts using words like seizure, this and that, you get so scared because you're like, whoa, wait, not my child. But why not your child? Because it's anything could happen, and it's really scary. It's so scary. Seeing Maci, her face was all swollen and she was hooked up to everything. It's just she was almost unrecognizable. I know it's dramatic, but she didn't seem like her. And to this day, right now, she's still recovering. She hasn't laughed and been herself for almost a week. I haven't heard her run around. Her presents are still packed up. It's just scary. And it's really sad to see your child really down and out, not their self. This is our holidays, y'all. It says 2023. 2023, y'all. Ooh, 2023. I have so much words for 2023, but I'm not even gonna get into it because y'all already know how I feel. But I thank God that she was able to come home, because unfortunately some kids don't. From a lot of things that are more serious. But this was serious, y'all. This was serious because even though it's the flu, it's a viral infection, and it seems like it can open a door to other things, and it's just one of those things that could go wrong. So I'm thankful to God that Maci is home, and even though it was hard, she experienced most of the brunt of it, and she's now in just recovery. So I say all that to say I'm sorry it took so long. I'm sorry this is a long video, but I had to explain to you guys in detail. I don't know when I'm going to have another vlog out. I don't know when. I know I have a lot of footage, but right now it's New Year's coming. I'm just worried about Maci. I just want her to be okay, and I want to be there for her as she like recovers, you know. So I don't know when I'm gonna have a vlog out. When I do put out a vlog, it's gonna be all my footage from Christmas, my birthday, wrapping presents. I got all that footage still. So yeah, you guys, it's gonna be like an old vlog, probably after New Year's, but it is what it is. I do apologize. Yeah, so that's just to update you guys. Maci was hospitalized for having the flu. She's still getting over it. She has gotten over the brunt of it, and she's still recovering. And I'm just here. I thank my husband for being here and really, like, you know, really being there. So we're dealing with that, and we're just, it is what it is. I'll see you guys later. I'm at Aldi's getting fruits and all kind of stuff for her because she hasn't had an appetite in like almost a week, and she's probably lost weight and stuff. So we're just trying to like replenish. So yeah, y'all, I will be on here soon.